I have learned that no one else can carry this load. It's a train where I'm the only passenger on board. Oh, there is beauty to enjoy on this road, but even so, I still feel that I'm alone. I'm alone. I'm alone. I'm alone. Leave me stranded, I know how to handle it all on my own. I'm alone. I'm alone. I'm alone. Leave me stranded, I know how to handle it all on my own. On my own.
You're listening to the Jams and Coffee Morning Show with your host, Brad Brock.
Well, good morning, Jammers. Welcome to the show. This is JNC in the morning. I am your host, Brad Brock, and it is a beautiful Wednesday morning here on the Treasure Coast. Thank you so much for tuning in live with me here on Facebook and YouTube. Philip, man, this is 3 days in a row, man. I appreciate you tuning in over there on YouTube. And here I am. I did it. This is day 3. I even had a gig that was super late last night. Now, I'm not going to lie. I almost had a serious snafu because I didn't set an alarm clock like I was supposed to. I was just tired. I got home late and just went to bed. Did not set an alarm clock. But what I did do was set the coffee maker to go off at the time I would normally get up. And I was actually awoken by the aroma of coffee brewing in the house. So I saved by the coffee once again. So, but I could have missed it. I could have missed this whole thing this morning. But the coffee saved me. But it is good to be here. Last night I was at the Tipsy Tiki in Fort Pierce, and it was a little sketchy at first because it was storming pretty bad. But by the time showtime started, the skies opened up or closed up, I suppose. The rain went away, the lightning went away, and was able to put on a really good show. Some good friends came out, and it was actually a really nice crowd over there at the Tipsy Tiki in Fort Pierce. So check them out, support them. As I mentioned before, they were recently acquired by the people from Pierce Cider, so new management going on over in that spot. And a really cool music venue. Nice stage area, and it's covered, which is a major plus, especially during the summertime here in Florida, because, it rains. Al Beltran tuning in over on Facebook. You like the hat, Al? This is my Al Beltran hat for all of your realty needs and some of the greatest music events on the Treasure Coast. That is Al Beltran. Check him out and all the things that he's got going on. Paul, good morning. Thanks for tuning in. We'll do a quick check of the weather here. Out the window, it looks sunny and beautiful. Another humid day, it appears, because there is condensation on the windows, but it looks like clear skies. Probably pretty hot out there. The actual forecast is this morning temperatures are in the mid to upper 70s with some dotted showers possible near the coast through the lunch hour. This afternoon, highs in the low 90s. Heat index values in the triple digits once again today. Scattered showers and storms mainly inland, like out here west by Port St. Lucie. Tonight, lows in the mid to upper 70s with a few coastal showers possible. So how about that? Hope everybody enjoyed their Tuesday night and are well rested. Thank you again for tuning in here with me this morning. We got some interesting local news. Not much going on the national level that I feel like talking about, but in the local news, we'll get to some of that. We got some music news, people making music news out there in the world, and we got of course our top 10 list. And I'm actually going to go over the top 20 Prime deals that is still going on. Amazon Prime Day is actually Amazon Prime Days. So you got one more whole day to take advantage of Amazon Prime deals. And we're going to go through the top 20 deals that you can find on Amazon. But because this is a wonderful hybrid show of talk and music, we're going to get to some great local music here. And we're going to kick it off with a little Ben Prestige. This is Hip Shake. You're listening to JNC in the morning. Be right back.
tell you about a dance that's going round. Everybody doing it from the grown up down. Don't move your hand, don't move your head, you don't move your lips, just shake your hips. Do the hip shake, babe. Do the hip shake, babe. Do the hip shake, babe. Shake your hip. Shake your hip. Shake your hip. Now if you don't know it, don't be afraid. Just listen to me and do what I say. You don't move your hand, don't move your head, you don't move your lips. Just shake your hips. Just shake your hips. Do the hip shake, babe. Do the hip shake, babe. Do the hip shake, babe. Shake your hip. Shake your hip. Now take it easy. Take it easy. Come to my house, don't see me well around. I must be out somewhere, shaking them on down here on my style. Must I shake them on down? Put your knees together, let your backbone move. Ain't a woman in town, shake 'em down like you, yeah, must I? Must I shake 'em on down? Well, I met a little girl in a country town. I said, what do you know? Well, I said, Papa. She didn't move her hand. She didn't move her hair. She didn't move her lips. She just shook her hips. She just shook her hips. Did the hip shake, babe. Did the hip shake, babe. Did the hip shake, babe. Shake your hip. Shake your hip. Shake your hip. Now take it easy. Break it down, down to the. Bring it down, down to the.
My phone blows up again. She says she's out with friends. If I've got nothing else to do, she said I should come out too. Ooh. It's only half past 10. Thoughts of her keep drifting in. Wild nights around this town, I know how it's going down. Ooh. I don't know what this is, but it feels good. Standing in that dress, she looks real good. She looks over, we move closer. But I know, when the night is through, that I'm in Phantom Blue. I'm in Phantom Blue. I see those eyes again. I come and get me grin. Touches me as she walks past. I just can't help but to laugh. Ooh. I don't know what this is, but it feels good. Standing in that dress, she looks real good. She looks over, we move closer. But I know, when the night is through, that I'm in Phantom Blue. But I know, when the night is through, that I'm in Phantom Blue. I don't know what this is, but it feels good. Standing in that dress, she looks real good. She looks over, we move closer. But I know, when the night is through, that I'm in Phantom Blue. I'm in Phantom Blue. I'm in Phantom Blue. All right, we're back. That was some guy named Brad Brock there on the last song. And, of course, Ben Prestige with Hip Shake before that. Thanks again for tuning in to JNC in the morning. Just looking back over there at the comments. Philip, I didn't spring for the weed eater. I didn't do it yet. I'm really teetering on whether 20 volts is going to be enough for what I want to do. As a dude, it's always about more power, and so I'm on the fence about it. And I kind of wanted to get a specific Ryobi one because I have other Ryobi tools that use the same battery pack. So I may have to make a trip to the Home Depot. What are you going to do, right? Yes, and Paul, thank you for reminding me. Please subscribe and follow us at Jams and Cocktails Podcast on Facebook, and subscribe on our YouTube channel. That would be great. Let's talk about coffee commercials, because the only one that I see nowadays is the Nesta. What's the one? The coffee machine that George Clooney
is always promoting, and like Nescafe or something like that, to make the little espressos. I can't remember the last time I saw a Folgers commercial or a Good to the Last Drop Maxwell House commercial. I feel like the topic this week has been retro 90s throwbacks, and I think it's time for that. I think it's time for some retro throwback coffee commercials. Because you're absolutely right. Now, to be fair, how many of you out there are actually still subscribed to cable television? Because I don't. The majority of my viewing now is streaming and on-demand stuff. So I really don't get to see. I end up seeing the same commercials 1,000 times over and over again. So, my variety of commercials have become quite limited. And, I think maybe television commercials are kind of slowly becoming a thing of the past, because so much of the content that we ingest comes from mobile devices and iPads and things like that. So, yeah, interesting topic there. Eric says George Clooney doesn't drink coffee. He mainlines, and I'm pretty sure, I drink coffee. I don't know if I could survive without it anymore. And maybe that's what it is. Maybe we're so caffeine dependent now that we don't need commercials. It's just like the cigarette commercials. Obviously they were banned, but people that smoke are going to go and get their smokes regardless. It's more like a brand thing. If you're going to smoke, you're going to smoke, but what brand are you going to smoke? That's the question. Which I guess kind of brings me to my point here. Amazon Prime Day going on again today. And from TC Palm, I have the 20 best Prime Day deals to shop on today. So we're going to take a look at the top 20 best Prime Day deals. All right, number 1 here on the list is an LG 65-inch OLED C1 series Alexa built-in 4K smart TV. And you're going to save $803 on this, but the price tag is still $1,696. So I guess that's a pretty good deal if you need a great big TV with all the bells and whistles. Apple AirPod Pros going for $169, $169.99. You're going to save about $80 there. For those of you that like the AirPods, here's one that I like. And don't get into it. I actually own this piece of equipment, and it's been a game changer. This is the Waterpik Aquarius Water Flosser Professional, and you can get that for $44.99. So it's actually a pretty good deal. And let me tell you what, I floss pretty often, but sometimes when you're in a rush, that Waterpik. And if you have some like crazy stuff, like I have wisdom teeth that have come in, and let me tell you what, there's no toothbrush on earth that gets all the way back to those wisdom teeth. So, but the Waterpik gets back there and gets all that stuff out of there. It's great. It's great. Number 4 is something that I've been eyeballing for a long time here. It's the iRobot Roomba, the robot vacuum, and that's $180. That's still over what I'm going to want to pay for it. But you're going to save $120 on Prime Day. Apple Watch Series 7. You can get that from $279, so you can save anywhere from $70 to $120 for you Apple Watch users. Oh, here's one for me because of all the luscious hair that I possess. The Revlon One Step Volumizer Original Hair Dryer and Hot Air Brush. And that's only $35.63. You can save $24 on that one. Number 7 on the list of top 20 best Amazon Prime Day deals is the Blink Mini Indoor Security Camera for $29.99. You'll save $35 on that. So if you want to spy on your kids roaming around your house, causing chaos while you're at work, there you go. Number 9 on the list, the GE Profile Opal Countertop Nugget Ice Maker. Some of these titles, these names of these products are outrageous, but it's pretty cool. This still has a pretty whopping price tag at $429, but you're going to save $150 on that. So if you need an ice maker for your tabletop, there you go. The Vitamix 5200 Blender Professional. is $299.95. So you smoothie drinkers out there, you're going to save $105 if you get that today for Prime Day. Fire TV Stick 4K streaming device with Alexa voice remote is only $24.99. You're going to save $25 on that. That's actually a pretty good deal if you're a Fire TV user. Speaking of dental health, number 12 on the list is the Oral-B Pro 5000 Smart Series electric toothbrush with Bluetooth connectivity. You can Bluetooth right in to your toothbrush at $59.99. You're going to save $100 on that. Any ideas? Any ideas at all what you would have to Bluetooth to your toothbrush? You put a Black Sabbath song on and it vibrates into your head through your teeth. I don't know. Seems pretty ridiculous. I might have to read up on that because that seems outrageous. The Bose Quiet Comfort 45 noise canceling Bluetooth headphones. You can get those for $229. You save $100 there. It's actually a pretty good deal. Bose makes a pretty good product. Number 14 on the list is the Intex Excursion Pro Kayak Series. And that's $241 for you outdoorsy people. You're going to save $258 on that kayak today. Number 15, the Henkel's Classic 8-inch Chef Knife. For $55.95, you'll save $53 on that. So if you're in the need for a good chef knife, I know Al does quite a bit of cooking around town. Might need a good chef knife. Prime Day, guys. Number 16 on the list is the TLC 65-inch 6 Series 4K UHD Dolby Vision HDR QLED Roku Smart TV. That's a mouthful. That's what she's... Oh, no, I got crickets. That joke didn't land at all. That's $999.99. You're going to save $500 on that television. So that's not too shabby for all of that. Number 17 on the list, top 20 Prime deals, is the Sony wireless noise canceling over-ear headphones. That's $228. You're going to save $121 on those headphones. Number 18, back in your mouth again. The Crest 3D White Strips Professional Effects Teeth Whitening Strip Kit. And you're going to get that for $29.99, a savings of $16 on Prime Day. An interesting one, you can get select streaming service subscriptions for 99 cents for 2 months through Prime Video. And you can save anywhere from $8 to $20 on that. And rounding out the top 20 Prime Day deals is the Beats Fit Pro True Wireless Noise Canceling Earbuds. And you can get those for $159.95, a savings of $40. Get out there, enjoy Prime Day. Erica, grand rising to you as well. Thanks for tuning in. And Philip, yes, having coffee out on the patio is outdoorsy enough. I wish I was outdoors today. It's actually, it looks like it's super hot here on the Treasure Coast. And I'm obviously in my creature comforts of the studio here. With plenty of air conditioning. It's wonderful. But yeah, the condensation on the door is a telltale of how hot and humid it is outside today. But that's summertime in Florida. Well, I got some news stories for you. Some local news here on the Treasure Coast. I'm going to start with a big one that was it came kind of as a shock to me, but not really. It appears that Club Med Sandpiper Bay in Port St. Lucie is going to close in September, and 226 people are going to lose their jobs. Obviously, Club Med has been a staple here in Port St. Lucie, a hidden gem, if you will. And Club Med Sandpiper Bay is the only Club Med in North America, which is interesting, too, why it's closing. But here's the story. Club Med's Riverfront Resort is shuttering in 2 months, according to a letter the company sent to the city and state officials. The letter issued to Port St. Lucie Mayor Shannon Martin And the State Department of Economic Opportunity said the acreage along the St. Lucie River is being sold and that Club Med will close on or near September 5th. The Sandpiper Bay Resort is the only Club Med property in the United States, according to its website. Club Med itself Friday would not confirm other details about the sale. So the property has been sold. At this time, details of a potential sale of Club Med Sandpiper Bay remain confidential, as a statement that the resort sent out. However, city officials identified Altitude International Holdings as the buyer of the 213-acre property in a statement released Friday. City officials produced an April 25th contract for the purchase of $55 million with a June 30 closing date. The mayor said, we look forward to welcoming the new owners, Altitude International Holdings, which has a 40-year history of developing performance academies and operating in hospitality. Martin said, it's heartbreaking to see Club Med moving its operations out of Port St. Lucie. Our hearts go out to its employees. Club Med Sandpiper Bay's all-inclusive resort was a one-of-a-kind family destination, and we're proud Club Med called Port St. Lucie home for so long. Club Med has operated its resort for more than 30 years here in Port St. Lucie. Because as long as I can remember living in this town, they've been here. So records show Altitude International Holdings, which owns a youth soccer network and owns the existing youth sports training facility at Club Med Sandpiper Bay, as a corporation that has the address of Club Med. So apparently Altitude has been a part of Club Med, and I guess they're just buying the whole caboodle. So I'm interested to see what they put out there. I know that they've been talking avidly about putting a water park in Port St. Lucie. So maybe it's going to be some sort of water park deal. I don't know. It's a lot of area with a lot of already resort style infrastructure in place. So yeah, interested to see what they do. And don't get it wrong, I've been there a couple of times, and it's a cool place, but it needs a little sprucing up. 30 years. I don't think they've really done much to spruce the joint up. So maybe the new owners will come in and if they don't wreck it completely to the ground, we'll turn it into something a little bit cooler. Let's see. Erica says she's going to be doing sampling for local distilleries on Friday at TW Total Wine in Stewart this Friday. Nice. Hit me with a list of some of those distilleries. I love to support local, so we'd definitely love to talk about that. Yeah, I might have to pop in and have a tasting with you, Erica. Sounds like a good time. The Freaks were out last night, and I think they're going to be out again tonight. Why? Because it is a full moon. It's a full moon out there tonight, July 13th, and the full moon actually is going to be at 2:37 p.m. in General Mountain Time. So I'm not sure what that math is. It's too early for math this morning, but it appeared full last night, but the full moon is actually tonight. And the July full moon is also known as the full buck moon. And like the last 2 months, will feature a supermoon as it occurs while the moon is near its perigee reading is fundamental. Its closest approach to Earth for the month. It is the third of 4 supermoons in a row, according to NASA. How about that? So get prepared. Either hunker down in your house or be prepared to deal with the freaks out there. Oh, man. Some local news. Other local news. Terra Firmata and Stewart, they made a post on their Facebook page that they were closing. On Mondays. The popular music venue in Stewart is closing on Mondays. So if you had plans to go out there to Terra Firmata, or it's your regular spot on Monday nights, they will be closed on Mondays moving forward. They did make a joke post on Facebook saying simply that they were closing, but clarified in a reply and then added Mondays to their original post because there was a lot of people that were initially devastated by the news that they were possibly closing forever. That's what they alluded to on there. But yeah, so Terra Firmata closed on Mondays for the foreseeable future. Also in local news, which is a good segue into our music news today, local superstar Allegra Miles, she was a contender on American Idol this past season and a former contestant on The Voice. She made a post out there saying that her last 2 South Florida shows are coming up before she moves out to L.A. To go be the star and become the star that she's destined to be. This Friday, she'll be at Matthews Brewing Company down in Lake Worth. It's a free show. So this Friday, the 15th at 8 p.m., you can catch Allegra with her band down there at Matthews Brewing. And her last show here in South Florida before making that hike out to L.A. will be at Crazy Uncle Mike's on July 22nd at 8 p.m. That is a ticketed event, $10 at the door. And, of course, in Boca Raton. And she said, these are your last 2 chances to see me before I head out west full-time. It would mean so much if you can make it out. I'll be playing tons of new originals with my amazing band, and I can't wait to see you. So get out there and support this great artist here locally, Allegra Miles. Let's see. Looking over here at the comments. Erica said she'll be doing plush vodka and Duke and Dame whiskey. Awesome. Yeah, Total Wine this Friday. If you want to get a taste of plush vodka and Duke and Dame whiskey. I love vodka and I love whiskey. Not necessarily at the same time, but I do love those as well. So I'm going to have to pop out there and see you, Erica. What time are you going to be out there at Total Wine? Just let me know there in the comments. Getting into our music news, we'll kick it off. Paul mentioned this story in the chats. Bruce Springsteen, you Boss fans out there, he reveals his new tour, and it's kicking off in Florida in 3 cities. You got 3 opportunities locally here to check out Bruce Springsteen. The stops include Hollywood at the Hard Rock Live on February 7th, 2023. He'll be in Orlando on February 5th. And the tour kicks off in Tampa on February 1st. The first show goes on sale July 20th, which is coming up. And this is Springsteen's first North American tour since 2016 with the E Street Band. So he has not been out there doing much. It's a great opportunity to get out there and see the boss if you enjoy that kind of thing. Unpopular opinion, I'm not a huge fan of Bruce Springsteen. Personally, I completely respect what he's done for the music scene. I respect him helping to put Asbury Park on the map as a music destination. But and his songwriting is top notch. But man, I tried to watch a Netflix concert of his. And or maybe it wasn't Netflix. I think it was his like one-man show that he was doing, and it was tough to get through, guys. And so hopefully he's not doing that. Hopefully he's out there with the band and he's doing all the hits. But yeah, check it out. Interesting that he picked Florida to start. But great weather. 12 to 6. Erica will be out there at Total Wine on Friday. That's a long time. That's a long time out there. She said, Florida is putting out amazing stuff, and if you're not trying them and finding your new favorite, you're missing out. Yeah, it's crazy the amount of local breweries and distilleries that are popping up. In fact, there's a distillery going in Vero Beach. I might have to find that story on the break and talk a little bit about that. But yeah, it's new craze, local products. We talked a little bit about Celsius, the energy drink, out of Boca Raton the other day or earlier in the week. So yeah, support local. It's the easiest thing to do because it's supporting your own neighborhood. So yeah, check that out. Dee Snider's in the news from Twisted Sister. And apparently he's been calling out bands who announce fake farewell tours. Dee Snider still has no interest in reuniting the Twisted Sister band, despite numerous lucrative offers to bring back the glam metal heroes. 6 years removed from Twisted Sister's last performance, Snider stands by his previous declaration that a post-farewell tour reunion would be disrespectful to the fans that came to see the band during its last go-around. Snider, who last put out new solo music a year ago, was asked about his future in music during a recent Twitter Q&A. Since his last album, Leave a Scar, arrived a year ago, Snider has been focused on book and film work. When a Twitter user doubted Snider's claim that he might never record new music again, the singer explained that he doesn't want to take part in the fake farewell tour industry from which so many aging rockers are profiting. He said in a quote, "Actually, it's these never-ending farewell tours, fake farewells, and we changed our minds after the farewell that keep me honest," he wrote. "I hate all that fake farewell bullshit. Bands should stay forever if they want to. Just don't sell us on a bullshit farewell tour." Twisted Sister retired in 2016, he continued in his replies. "And while we talk to each other regularly, none of us have even mentioned reuniting. And believe me, we are getting lucrative offers." In a 2020 interview, Snider explained that once an artist comes out of retirement, it's hard to go back, and performing heavy metal doesn't get easier with age. He said, "The idea of being 100 years old on that stage terrifies me. I created a persona and a performance level for myself that I painted myself into a corner. There's a standard that people expect and that I expect of myself, and honestly, I'm afraid of hurting myself with my ego." He hasn't ruled out more solo shows in the future, but he says performing live isn't his focus these days, as he sets his sights on other creative outlets, including a graphic novel about his heroic testimony before the U.S. Senate in 1985 and defense of free speech. So, love him or hate him, Dee Snider is a force to be reckoned with. And I don't know, what do you guys think? What do you guys think about Kiss continuing to tour despite so many farewells and goodbye tours? I think the Rolling Stones is slowly getting on that level in terms of farewell tours, but some of those members are actually retiring from life. So it's going to be hard to get a reunion back together for them. As far as I'm concerned, Kiss can tour forever, as long as their little heart's desire, because they are developing a brand new fan base each time they come around. But to Dee Snider's point, don't call it a farewell tour, just call it a see you later tour, I suppose. But yeah, let me know in the chats and comments what you think about bands that continuously retire and come back. The hotline is also open, 772-888-1596. You can get on the air with me and tell me what you think. In other music news, 3 people charged in a scheme to sell stolen lyrics from the Eagles' hit Hotel California. Interesting. A rock memorabilia dealer and 2 other men are charged with scheming to sell allegedly ill-gotten, what a weird word, ill-gotten handwritten lyrics to Hotel California and other hits by the Eagles. The 3 men pleaded not guilty on Tuesday to charges including conspiracy and criminal possession of the stolen property. Their lawyers insist the 3 are innocent, characterizing it as a civil dispute over ownership. The trove of documents included Henley's notes and lyrics for Hotel California, plus 2 other from that Grammy-winning 1976 album, Life in the Fast Lane and New Kid in Town. The Eagles' longtime manager thanked prosecutors for bringing the case. He said, "The DA's office alleges criminality where none exists and unfairly tarnishes the reputations of well-respected professionals," the attorney said in a statement. We will fight these unjustified charges vigorously. These men are innocent. A statement from the band called the items an integral part of the legacy Don Henley has created over the course of his 50-plus year career that need to be returned for him and his family to enjoy and preserve for posterity. So the question is, how did these people get a hold of these notes in the first place? It's evidently the Eagles have acknowledged that these items are genuine. You know, like, did they pick them up in a pawn shop? What does ill-gotten mean? Did they break into Don Henley's home and steal them? Like, what is ill-gotten? There's more to this story than we're getting here in this article. You know, did they beat somebody up to get them? Did they blackmail somebody? So many things. We might have to dig a little further into that. Unbelievable. A sad story. We had a death of a legendary composer, most known for the original James Bond theme. Monty Norman has passed away at 94 years old. The British composer who created one of the most famous musical intros in history has died. According to a statement on his website, Monty Norman died Monday after a short illness. He was 94, as I mentioned. Looking for a musical intro for the first James Bond film, the Dr. No producer, Albert Broccoli, hired Norman to compose a theme for the 1962 movie. According to the news outlet Associated Press, Norman rearranged some parts around the musical piece he'd written for the proposed musical adaptation of A House for Mr. Biswas, changing the key riff from sitar to electric guitar, and it resulted in the now infamous opening musical sequence that has been used in all 25 Bond films. According to the news outlet AP, it's been widely assumed that John Barry, not Norman, wrote the theme. Barry, who died in 2011, was hired by producers to rearrange the theme and compose scores for several Bond movies, including Goldfinger and You Only Live Twice. To defend his credit, as the composer, Norman went to court and sued the Sunday Times newspaper for libel over a 1997 article that identified Barry as the composer. In 2001, he won the suit and was awarded £30,000 in damages. So how about that? Sail on, Monty Norman, 94. That's a pretty good life. Yeah, I made it to 94. I think that's time served. Time served, I think, for living. That's not too shabby at all. And yeah, that's it from music news. Unless you guys have anything to add, if there's anything that you know that I don't know, let me know in the chats and comments, and I will look up the story and we'll talk about it. But we're going to take a quick break, a little musical interlude, if you will. And you know what? I think we're going to do an Allegra Miles song since we talked about her. This is Eyes. When we come back, it's time for the JNC Top 10 list. And it's a good one. It's a good one. So thank you for listening to JNC in the Morning. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Why you gotta go and look at me like that? Yeah, your eyes always are giving me a heart attack. You start looking at me, I know there's no turning back. Whoa, oh, oh. Why you gotta go and look at me like that? Yeah, your eyes always are giving me a heart attack. You start looking at me, I know there's no turning back. Whoa, oh, oh. Baby, you got me. First time that you hit me with your gaze, you know that I'm gone, cause you got me. Constantly you got me stuck in this daze. Something in your eyes, your eyes are giving me a heart attack. do you do these things? You found your way deep inside of my soul. The way that you move, way that you move. Oh, it's so healing. You got this way of making me whole. Something in your eyes, your
happy with. Lately over being unlucky, it's obvious that I need a day off, too much to pay off. These days I feel like someone cut my legs off. But I'm fine, just stressed out. Lately I feel left out. Living life looking like hell. But I've been better with you around. Hey, you make me feel right when I'm out of patience. Feel like I am on vacation. You sound so nice singing my song, and I'm right where I belong. Right where I belong. Good conversations always on my motivation. I need a list of names to fix my reputation. Amazing how these people use communication. I try to live my life, they keep me on probation. So much to do and no time to do it. So much to say to try to get through this. I'm fine, just a little clueless. But baby, right now you're on my to-do list. You make me feel right when I'm out of patience. Feel like I am on vacation. You sound so nice singing my song, and I'm right where I belong. Right where I belong. Right where I belong. You make me feel right. Feel like I'm on vacation. You sound so nice singing my song, and I'm right where I belong. Right where I
All right, we're back. This is JNC in the morning. Thank you so much for tuning in with us this morning. For me, personally, by myself. I got to get a co-host. You know, I love playing with myself, but not like this. Before we jump into the top 10 list, I just had a thought. One of the most indulgent things that I've experienced, I was just checking my email, and You guys get down on this USPS daily where they tell you what you have coming in your mailbox? What do they call it? The informed delivery. USPS informed delivery, where they scan your mail and send you a picture of it to your email before it arrives in your actual mailbox the same day. So, for those of you that have absolutely zero patience whatsoever, you could see what's coming in your mailbox on the day that it's arriving. This includes packages as well. What an interesting time to be alive. You don't even have to wait. The days of waiting for the mail truck to come by and put the mail in the box is over. Now, for me, I guess it's pretty decadent because I work from home, so I'm here most of the time. Anyway, so I get to see the truck come by and I can go right out and grab my mail immediately. For those of you that work in an office or whatever, I understand the draw. The mail comes, but you're not here to get it. So you get to see it in your email. But that begs the question. So you see something, some indescript letter arriving, and you don't know what it is. So now it's like waiting for Christmas. It's like looking at the Christmas presents under the tree, and you can't even open them. It's amazing to me. So, but check it out. USPS informed delivery. Jordan and I signed up for that when we moved to the new house, and I love it. I think it's great. I could see when if packages are coming, so I know to get them off the stoop. It's pretty interesting service. Check it out. 21st century. That's what we're living in. It is time, however, to get into our JNC Top 10 list. That's right. It's time for the top 10 list. This one was interesting. I thought it was fun because people think they're so smart. People think they're so smart, and sometimes they are. So today's top 10 list is hit and miss offbeat inventions. And man, some of these are wild, and you're gonna have to put your imagination caps on because you're gonna have to think really hard to envision some of these. Number 10 on the list today is the full body umbrella. Sounds like a raincoat, doesn't it? Nope. It's a full body umbrella. And the full body umbrella began appearing randomly on the streets in China and Japan in 2012. While designed to guarantee total protection from rain and wind from all angles. Unfortunate drawbacks became obvious in terms of practicality and space management. The creator filed a patent in 2012 for an umbrella with a body-length plastic sheet hanging from the brim. The clear sheet encircles the user and looks like a round vintage shower curtain. One version is manufactured by a company in China. A more high-tech model was spotted in Tokyo in 2008. The design involving joining 5 see-through umbrellas with panels to form a plastic dome kind of resembling a transparent igloo. While there are several images of this version on the internet, the mysterious maker could not be traced. It seems like it would be an awkward moment visiting a street stall or waiting for public transport engulfed in a full-body umbrella, not to mention getting around town in a get-up that looks something like From Outer Space or a Biohazard production tent. And could you imagine if like a strong gust of wind came through? I think it would blow you over. I can't imagine a world where that would be safe in any way. Number 9 on the list, the spinning ice cream cone. Now, granted, this would be a fun novelty for kids, but humans were given dexterous fingers and opposable thumbs to twist and turn things around, after all. However, American giftware company Hammacher Schlemmer, that sounds American, assured shoppers that this motorized cone would prevent any tiresome head turning or wrist twisting. It would also save lethargic lickers from the tedious task of moving one's mouth. Wow. so much effort to eat an ice cream cone. I didn't realize. The product came in bright colors and also featured a built-in drip basin. Now that's something practical. The Lazy Liquor spinning ice cream cone is no longer available, but reviews on the website date back to 2017 and 2018. The product did seem to hold genuine appeal for the young ones due to the quirk factor. It is quirky. The drip pan, though, that's a pretty good idea because that ice cream gets everywhere. Number 8 on this list, vending machines for tanning. The suntan vending machine was developed by Star Manufacturing in the U.S. in 1949. At first glance, it could have been mistaken for a fuel pump. The 1950s, the machines began appearing near venues such as pools, beaches, and tennis courts. For an on-the-go tan, it cost 10 cents for a 30-second spray. As you may imagine, some weirdly streaky and blotchy-looking people would have then turned up to their beach trips or tennis match. Not the case, however, for Betty Dutter, a model who expertly demonstrated how to use the device at the annual vending machine convention in Chicago in 1949. Interesting that you would tan before you go tan on the beach. The sun, as we know, just does not do the right job. But maybe it is a safer way than burning up there on the beach with the heat of the sun. Interesting. Tanning vending machine. Number 7 on the list, Pluto lamps. What is a Pluto lamp, you may be asking yourself? I'm asking the same question. The Victorian era was coming to a close, and Pluto lamps began to crop up around London. The combined street lamps and vintage-style vending machines became quite the attraction for the city folk of the time. Created by a company founded in 1896 by H.M. Robinson, also known as the Refreshment Lamp Syndicate or Hot Water Supply Syndicate, the first Pluto lamp was opened in Leicester Square in 1898. A gas lamp was mounted on a burner that quickly drew quarts of water. The machine could dispense a gallon of hot water or half a penny's worth of tea, coffee, cocoa, milk, sugar, or beef tea essence. Unfortunately, Pluto lamps did not make it to the new century and disappeared as swiftly as they had arrived. In April 1899, the Daily Mail reported that a lamp in Rosebery Street, London, was found packed with over 1,000 pieces of tin. Londoners had worked out that the coins could be replaced with tin and been doing so in droves. And that, I guess, is the equivalent to like tying string or drilling a hole in a quarter and tying a string to it and just taking that thing right back out after you get your soda or whatnot. Number 6 on the list, an anti-bandit bag. In the days before online banking and secured armored transport, cashiers transporting money could be an easy target for thieves. Enter the anti-bandit bag of 1959. The bag was promoted by the British media after a wave of robberies in the 1950s. While the inventor is unpublished, a demonstration reel courtesy of the British Path sets the scene. With a vibe akin to Batman, we discover how this new technology will thwart those pesky bandits. Hidden inside the bag is a container attached to a wire. When the bag is snatched, the current activates and sends billows of red smoke into the air. The red dye also stains the bandits' clothes and the money. So even if they get away, the jig is up. Unfortunately, the invention never reached the stage of being purchased, likely in part because a prominent wire attached to the user's wrist was ironically obvious. As a side note, the actors playing the criminals in the clip were actually British cricket players. Other versions of anti-theft bags followed in the early 60s. This particular one, when the case is grabbed, 3 metal poles burst from the bag as the siren wails and the bandit's hand is trapped in the handle. And hopefully no bystanders were there at the time to be whacked by the giant poles. Another model of the anti-bandit bag was patented by the American inventor John Rinfret in 1963. In his design, a chain was pulled to eject the base of the case, with the contents scattered all over the ground. The thief's plan would be foiled unless, of course, a swift-moving bandit snatched the item from the ground and scurried away. They use that now, right? They put the dye packs in the money bags, and when you open it up, it blows dye all over the place. That's pretty common, I imagine. That's something crazy. Number 5 on the list. Since ancient times, this is the cat mew machine, by the way. Since ancient time, humans have devised strategies for keeping rodents at bay. However, none quite like the cat mew machine. As reported by the New York Dispatch in September 1963, a new device patented by a Japanese company will scare the living daylights out of rats and mice. With a black plastic cat head mounted to the base, the machine is plugged into the wall, and in order to ward off lurking creatures, the machine made several cat meow noises per minute as the cat's eyes lit up. Now imagine how you'd feel trying to sleep if the cat mew machine was anywhere near your bedroom. Likely, it's as though the most aggravating cat in the world was on all night to drive you up the wall. It's interesting. I think there's, certainly not a cat mew machine, but I think plenty of places have found uses for the fake owls to scare other birds away and things like that. But how interesting and how obnoxious, unless you're a cat lover. And, maybe you like those lovely sounds. Number 4 on this list, the baby cage. Now, you may have seen some photos of this on the internet. This dubious invention would not make it past the planning stage today. However, some misguided parents of past generations thought they were doing the right thing by purchasing or making a dangling baby cage. In an era when physicians had promoted the importance of fresh air for the health and immunity of babies, some city dwellers took it a giant step further. Without access to backyards, they sometimes placed babies and toddlers outside their apartment window in a mounted cage. The first commercial patent for a baby cage was filed by Emma Reed of Washington in 1922, but it was the 1930s Britain that the idea gained momentum. A newsreel from 1953 paints the baby cage in a very pure and harmless manner. A loving mother bundles up her baby in a London apartment before setting her into the cage. The suspended enclosure is described as a stand-in garden, place in the sun, and life in a penthouse for little Sally and her toddler brother. Another clip of the same vintage promotes the cage as a safety measure, as now mom can continue knitting without worrying that her toddler will fall out of the window. Luckily, there are no known reports of baby cage tragedies, and society woke up to the potential dangers and phased them out. But yeah, I remember seeing photos of this on the internet and was completely blown away. I was like, man, what a time to be alive back then. Like a time without seatbelts and things like that. Number 3 on the list, the selfie toaster. Now, selfie toaster was released in 2014 and was the brainchild of Galen Dively, I don't know, the Vermont Novelty Toaster Corporation, if you can imagine that actually as a company. The unique concept involved copying images from photos, mostly of faces, directly to toast. Consumers would send their image to a toast artist at a website named Burnt Impressions. From there, the company would create a custom template to fit each toaster. While Burnt Impressions has now shut up shop, the maker still receives positive feedback about what a funny gift it was to give to friends and family. According to reviewers, the selfie toaster had some unfortunate drawbacks in the toasting stakes. A reviewer for The Guardian Australia referred to the device as a wildly uneven toast. He spoke of the darker replications and photos being charred and burned, while other areas were undercooked. So, not the most appealing breakfast option. Or choice if you found buttering your face in the morning and eating it a little weird. However, the novelty value and laugh, it seems many households and businesses got a kick out of the selfie toaster. That sounds like something I should probably try to find on eBay, because that sounds hilarious. Even though I think you have to find the company to make the templates for the toasters. Interesting. Number 2 on this list, keyboard jeans. Interesting. The article says keyboard jeans give new meaning to laptop. In 2008, 2 Dutch designers created a pair of jeans like no other. They introduced the keyboard jeans, complete with a flexible silicone keyboard spanning each upper leg. Speakers were integrated into the design, along with a mouse attached to an elastic wire to keep in the back pocket. The hard-wearing pants were designed to provide alternate keyboard postures and prevent repetitive strain injury. At a time when smartphone and tablet connectivity was being developed, the device relied on wireless hookup to a computer or laptop. While scoring points for their one-of-a-kind quality, the lightweight jeans raised a few question marks. Apart from some user postures looking a little slumpy, would anyone actually be game enough to hit the streets in them? Also, what if the wearer wants to sit down when not connected and plonks straight down on the mouse? Is washing any part of these jeans an option? Perhaps the answers were best summed up in a 2012 interview with the inventor. He advised that while he would like to see the jeans make it to retail, the whole product is too complex, and we just don't have enough money right now to get it ready for the market. And maybe that's for the best. Keyboard jeans. The hell out of here. Number 1 on our top 10 list today. This is the radio hat. Everyone wanted this hat. The Man from Mars radio hat. The Man from Mars radio hat of 1949 was advertised as a dream come true radio hat. The pith helmet with the built-in radio made quite a splash for a fleeting moment, and looking like a Martian was besides the point. The hat was created by Victor Hoflich, the founder of the novelty manufacturing company American Marley Corporation of Brooklyn, New York. The invention relied on radio valve technology, which had progressed during World War II. The distinct antenna-looking tube sat at the front of the hat with a tuner in between. The device also had a bulky loop aerial at the rear and looked similar to a watering can handle. While designed to cover broadcasts within a 20-mile radius, an advert assured that the hat was absolutely mobile, no extra aerial needed. Antenna, I suppose. The circuitry inside the hat's lining was connected to a radio receiver earpiece with a cord attached to a battery charger in the user's pocket. While battery-operated portable devices, radios, were on the market then, the pocket transistor was still 5 years away from commercial use. Therefore, Hoflich aimed to market a product that premised the ease of movement while listening to the radio. In his marketing campaign of 1949, teenagers modeled the radio hats, which came in the colors of lipstick red, tangerine, flamingo, canary yellow, chartreuse, blush pink, rose pink, and tan. And after several newspapers and magazines of the times, the Man from Mars radio hat retailed across the United States for $7.95. However, after a moment in the sun, the hat was pulled from production in the early 50s. Users reported that frequencies sometimes dropped, even after a simple movement like the turn of the head. Others reported technical problems when trying to tune the stations in, such as an irritating squealing noise. In addition, new technology was evolving on the horizon of the new decade. In any case, the radio hat was an ironic contrast to the so-called broadband outage crisis of today's world. That has been the top 10 list of some really bizarre hit-or-miss items. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, I'm going to give a little rundown of the Jams and Cocktails live podcast episode airing tonight at 8 p.m. right here on Facebook and YouTube. And we got a very fun show for you tonight. So you spend all day with me. It sounds like a good plan. But we'll talk about that when we come back. You're listening to JNC in the morning. Here's a little tune from Vern Dazel. This is Shit Creek.
'cause all they want is more. No looking back, leave it all behind, and pray to the good Lord. Get your ass out here, run for your life, 'cause all they want is more. No looking back, leave it all behind, and pray to the good Lord. We're stuck up shit creek again.
My mama said, baby, you like to be alone, but then I said, you know how I love your little lessons. My daddy said, nothing wrong with being on solo, but don't forget, he had to fight water with affection. Everybody wants someone to love. 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 Yeah. Yeah. Salt, pepper, lemon, water, peanut butter, jelly. Where's my other half? Rice and beans and coffee, cream, tortilla, chips and salsa. I'm a man with no bed. My buddy said, if I was you, I'd never be alone, bro. Thanks again. Nothing better than hearing our jokes, so I don't care. Till I do, then I'll open up to anyone. Don't feel bad, 'cause I'm looking for one and no one's good enough. Everybody wants someone to love. 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 Salt and pepper, lemon, water, peanut butter, jelly. Where's my other half? Rice and beans and coffee, cream, tortilla, chips and salsa. I'm a man with no bed. You know you had somebody to love. 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 Salt and pepper, lemon, water, peanut butter, jelly. Where's my other half? Rice and beans and coffee, cream, tortilla, chips and salsa. I'm a man with no bed.
All right, welcome back. The JNC Morning Show. Before we jump into the sneak peek for the JNC podcast tonight, we got some interesting birthdays, some shocking ones. This one not so shocking. Ken Jeong, 53 years old today. He's known for his Hangover portrayal, a character in The Hangover. So happy birthday, Ken. But these two birthdays, how old these guys are is absolutely shocking to me. Harrison Ford celebrating a birthday today. He's turned 80 years old. Harrison Ford is 80 years old, obviously known as Han Solo from Star Wars, Indiana Jones, and various other iconic roles throughout his long and wonderful career. But he's 80. Man, that's hard to believe. This one, even harder to believe. Sir Patrick Stewart is 82 years old today. And both of these actors still going strong in their 80s now. Still working on projects, doing things. I wish them great health and even more longevity for their acting careers. Happy birthday, gentlemen. I guess we'll do another quick check of the weather if you missed it earlier when the show started. But it's hot out. I can say that for sure. It is hot out this morning. The temperatures are in the mid to upper 70s with some dotted showers around the coast and through the lunch hour. Moving into this afternoon, the highs in the low 90s and the heat index again in the triple digits today. Scattered showers and storms mainly inland. And tonight, lows in the mid to upper 70s with a few coastal showers possible. So have that umbrella handy with you when you're out and about today. Getting into our JNC sneak peek. Tonight's show, because it is National Barbershop Music Day, we are all barbershop on the JNC podcast tonight. We're going all out. So we're going to be giving you some barbershop history. If you're not familiar with the genre, this is a great opportunity for you to get to know a musical form that is retro in every sense of the word, but it's still, the culture is still alive and well and being performed around today. And we're going to talk a lot about that. I'm going to share some songs and some music, some barbershop music with you, and videos of modern groups still keeping the barbershop genre alive. So it's not to miss on the JNC podcast tonight. We'll have the crew here. And, of course, that's 8 p.m. Eastern Time on Facebook and YouTube. So don't miss it. It's gonna be a blast. And, yeah, I will be performing at Manatee Island in Fort Pierce tomorrow night, 5:30 p.m. So you can make plans to come and hang with me tomorrow night at Manatee Island. Great spot to watch the sunset and to get your grub on, have a cold drink, and listen to some music. This will dive right into our shameless plugs segment of the morning show here. I'd like to thank, first and foremost, all of you that have tuned in and chimed in this morning with me. I appreciate it. Day 3 of the JNC Morning Show. As I mentioned earlier in the show, I didn't set an alarm clock this morning. So by the grace of coffee, I was awoken by the aroma of coffee because I had set the coffee machine to go off at the time I would have woken up by the alarm. So that was nice, and I made it after a late night gig last night. I made it here and got to hang out with you guys this morning, which is wonderful. I'm having a great time doing this show, and hopefully I can keep it up, and it'll get bigger and better. Always open to suggestions and recommendations. You guys are my guinea pig testing crew out there this week, and I'd love some feedback and things that you'd like to see or hear. I'm happy to take any of those suggestions. We do have the JNC hotline, 772-888-1596, to give me a call and to talk about anything that you'd like to talk about on these shows. Shameless plugs. So I appreciate you tuning in. Next up, some local brands that you should be checking out that are good friends of mine. Code Rum, available in all Total Wines and mom and pop shops around town, and available to order at some of your favorite places like the Sneaky Tiki in downtown Stewart. Code Rum, the smoothest rums on the planet, and made by my good friend Johnny Ringo. So be sure to check out Code Rum. Speaking of Sneaky Tiki, another great spot. You can find me there this Sunday coming up. I'm performing there at 2 o'clock to about 5. There's happy hour kicking off at 2 o'clock, so happy hour from 2 to 6. So the whole time I'm there, you'll be able to happy hour away. And downtown Stewart, great food, great staff, great and cold drinks, and gives you a real island and Key West type atmosphere right in downtown. So go and check out the Sneaky Tiki. They got great stuff going on all the time. Music all weekend and events going on through the week. Paul Robertson at the Drums and Rums podcast. Be sure to check out that podcast if you're a rum enthusiast or a drum enthusiast or both. Quality guests, and he's a great host. He gets to the bottom of all the questions you want to know about these particular places, and really, really interesting stories that you get to hear on that podcast. So we've got some cool stuff coming up. Paul and I do, so stay tuned for that. Ben and Hector with the 561 Music Podcast, interviewing all the local musicians in South Florida and beyond. Really insightful and very, very cool show to get in and around to learn more about your local musicians. Shout out to Treasure Coast Entertainment and Snorkel Corn Entertainment, Night Owl Entertainment. You guys keep me employed outside of doing these types of things, and allow me to pay my rent. So I appreciate all that. Victoria over at Sovereign Entertainment as well. Thank you guys for what you do for the music scene around town. And I feel like I'm forgetting something. I feel like I'm forgetting a shameless plug, but that's okay. We'll catch it on the flip side. We'll catch it. We'll catch it on the JNC podcast tomorrow morning. Well, you guys, I think I'm going to end a little early. Good morning, Heather. Thanks for tuning in. You're catching me right at the tail end of this, but I appreciate you tuning in. Yeah. Enjoy the rest of your day. Tune in with us tonight, JNC Podcast, 8 p.m. on Facebook and YouTube. As I mentioned, a fun show and some fun interactive games. The hotline will be open there, too, so you can call in and interact with us as well there. Thank you for tuning in this morning. It's always a pleasure, never a chore with all of you out there. Until tonight, and then again tomorrow morning, I'm Brad Brock. You've been listening to Jams and Coffee in the morning. Cheers.
Tune in again tomorrow morning for the latest local buzz, national headlines, music news and more on JNC in the Morning, right here on Facebook and YouTube.